Here we are in section 5-2, exercises 10 through 17. We are solving equations. Now remember, there are 3 steps here. Simplify it down as far as we can. Then if there's any addition and subtraction, now we're trying to get the variable y, x, or m by itself. So if there's anything we need to add or subtract to get rid of it, do the opposite. If it's add, subtract. If it's subtract, then add. And multiply and division, undo those with the opposite. Law of opposites here. So number 10, solve. Nothing really to simplify and nothing being added on this side, so it's just one step where we're dividing by 5. Why? Because it's a times there. So we divide by 5 and we get y equals, 105 divided by 5. I need to do this by hand. 5 goes into 10 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10. Subtract, and 0. Drop down the 5. 5 goes into 5 1 time, so it's 21. Y equals 21. Okay, number 11, x minus 7 equals 19. Notice, let's get rid of that 7. It's subtract, so we do the opposite of it. Add 7 to both sides, and we end up with x equals 19 plus 7 is 26. These are inverses. Go away. Got it. X equals 26. Number 12. Oh, look at this. We have to get rid of that 7 and the 3. So we look at our steps and we get rid of the addition and subtraction first. So add 3 to both sides. Why? Because it's a negative 3. So we now have negative 7m equals 21. Now, how are these two attached? Even though it's a negative 7, we don't add 7 to both sides. It's attached with a multiplication. So we divide by 7. Divide by 7. Negative 7. We get m equals a negative 3. Good. Number 13. 7 halves times t equals negative 14. So we divide, because this is times, we divide by 7 halves. But you remember how to divide fractions? You times by 2/7. So watch this. Times by 2/7. Times by 2/7. 2's cancel. 7's cancel. Yeah, that's the multiplicative inverse. It's gone. So we get t equals, we could cancel some things out here. 7 cancels there, and we get negative 2 times 2 is a negative 4. Now, we should note that you could do this in 2 separate steps. Some people will do this, and so if you did, that's marvelous. 7 halves t equals negative 14. You could have times by 2. That would have canceled, and you would have had 7t equals negative 28. Then divide by 7, and you get t equals negative 4. So either way, it would have come out just fine. And so note that this fraction, you could do it as all as one number and do the multiplicative inverse, the reciprocal, or you could get rid of the division by 2 and then the timesing by 7. Okay, number 14. The x is over here on this side right here, so we've got to get rid of the 3 and the 9. Notice we want to get rid of the addition subtraction first. So subtract 9. 3x, don't be fooled, that negative 15 minus 9, they're going in the same direction, so that is a positive, no, that's a negative, but it's adding 24. So now we have to get rid of that 3, and it is timesing the x. So what's the opposite of timesing by 3? Dividing by 3. When we do this, those are gone, and we get x equals a negative 8. Good. Next one, number 15. We've got to get rid of the 2/3 and the 7. So get rid of the addition subtraction first. So add 7 to both sides. We get 2/3 x. That is now gone, equals, what is that, a 40? Yeah. So again, you could times by 3 and then divide by 2, or we can divide by 2/3, which is the same as timesing by the reciprocal 3 halves. Timesing by 3 halves, gone, gone. X equals, let me see, 40 divided by 2 is 20. 20 times 3 is 60. Excellent. Number 16. Notice, hey, look, we get to do this step now. This is now, all the t's aren't even together. So sometimes you'll have to simplify it. T plus 5t plus 4t, that's 10t minus 7 equals 17. So now it's simplified. Now we get rid of any addition or subtraction. So add 7. 10t equals 24. So divide by 10, and we get t equals, 24 tenths. Can that simplify it all? 12 fifths. So there we go. Or if you wanted to write 24 divided by 10, if you do a decimal, that's 2.4. That wasn't too bad. So you could do either one of those, 2 and 2/5 if you wanted. Okay, and the last one, number 17. Oh my goodness. 5/7 C plus 9/7 C. Let's put those two together first. What's 5/7 and 9/7? That is 14/7. Ha! That's 2. Those two add together to give you, I'm going to write this out. So we have 1 plus 4C plus, those two added together give us 2C. Oh my goodness. Those two C's go together and we get 1 plus 6C equals 11. Oh, that was tricky. They put those fractions in there. It freaked me out for a minute. All right. So let's get rid of the addition subtraction first. Subtract 1. We get 10 equals 6 times C. Divide by 6, and that would mean that C equals 5/3. Is that right? Divide by 2. Yes, 5/3. Or if you wanted to put it as 1 2/3, that would be okay. If you start dividing and putting into a decimal, you'd have to round. It'd be 1.6666 on forever. I guess 1.6 repeater isn't bad. 1.767 that you rounded. That normal people do that, but for math students like yourself, this is probably the preferred way. Great.